All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Heat 1 from Lanier. Ed Sr. and Ryan McDaniel on the front row. Austin Ruskoff, Cody Kennedy have the second row. Chance Maderick, Joe Lux on the third. Andrew Thornton, David Lux have the fourth. Chris Johnson rounds out the field for Heat 1. Yeah, Colby, this Gen 4 is just a little bit shorter wheelbase than what you're used to. Cody Kennedy back there warming the tires up. Now everybody's getting in on the act as they get the 1 to green. It seems fitting to have Ed Sr. starting up front for the Heat. Here they come through 3 and 4. The pace car will dive in and they'll immediately go green. Pace car is in, green flag in the air. The final night of Jones BS Racing is underway. Ed Sr. quickly into the lead. Austin in second. Andrew Thornton, apparently, he and Chris Johnson had a problem off the start. Ruskoff had a little bobble as he looks underneath Ed Sr. down the back straightaway, and Chance Maderick, whoa, he got in too deep. Maderick is around. Austin Ruskoff to the lead. Chris Johnson just set the fastest lap. Oh, we've got to bump Ed Sr.'s around. But he quickly recovers. Thornton's in the mix. A 3-car pileup in turn 1. Ryan McDaniel also mixed up in it. Oh, David Lux got into Ruskoff. They're around. Joe Lux to the lead. Well, Heat 1 has been a heck of a show so far, as Chris Johnson now in second, Cody Kennedy to third. Joe Lux out front, coming to 2 to go. Joe's lead just over 2.1 seconds. I do believe this will be Joe Lux's first Heat win as the white flag flies one more time around. Joe Lux sends it into 3 and 4 the final time. Joe Lux gets his first ever Heat win tonight. Chris Johnson coming home in second. Cody Kennedy finishes in third. Well, that was a wild and eventful Heat 1. What does Heat 2 have for us? Edmund Jones will not be racing, I do not believe, but as of now, Edmund Jones and Colby Whipple on the front row. Mark Dantuma and Joey Smith have the second row. Brian Hewitt, Zach Mead on the third row. John Barry, Timmy Martin on the fourth. And Jackson McLean rounds out the field. Colby Whipple has no idea what he's doing in these cars. I don't know that he's ever raced them. He definitely has not raced them this season. So Mark Dantuma will move up. He'll be on the inside of Whipple. As always, folks, if you got a favorite driver in the field, don't forget to drop into the comments and let us know who you're cheering for tonight. Or, just comment with your favorite memory of the last 4 years of Jones BS Racing. Anything you can think of to help us celebrate the final night. Hey, good evening, Chris. Good luck. Nice comeback. And good evening, Pete, cheering on Whipple. All right, here we go. Pace car is in. The green flag flies for Heat 2. And Mark Dantuma quickly sends it into 1. They are trying. They're 3 wide. Tried to get 4 wide as they came in. Back to 3 wide. Whipple lost a lot of ground on the start. Brian Hewitt now up into second. Right on the bumper. John Barry in third. Mark the Man Dantuma still has the lead. Edmund Jones has joined the race. That's a little worrisome. Edmund's not actually racing here tonight. He is just acting as the cone car for this race. Might just be out there to cause chaos. Mark Dantuma in the lead as we've got a 3-car battle for second. Brian Hewitt, John Barry, Joey Smith. Well, 3 wide again. Zach Mead able to slip by on the bottom. Jackson McLean still trying to fight his way forward. Mark Dantuma up front, Joey Smith now battling on the high side of Hewitt, gets a bump. Joey's in the wall. John Barry gets into him. 2 laps to go for Mark Dantuma. Joey Smith has gone to pit road. Brian Hewitt now in second, has Zach Mead behind him. The white flag flies one more time around for Mark the Man Dantuma. Mark sends it off into 3 and 4. Mark Dantuma wins Heat 2. Both heats so far have been extremely eventful. Yep, Edmund is out to cause chaos. Alright, the drivers do get a warm-up tonight, giving the drivers a chance to go out, celebrate, and of course carnage, because Edmund Jones will be their target. All the drivers are aiming for the cone car here tonight during warm-up. Lux is the first to get into him. Austin Edwards gets him. Looks like Jackson McLean, John Barry get him. Wow. Well, if you're going to go out after 4 years, you go out in style with a little chaos during the warm-up. We'll keep a camera. Oh, whoa, Edmund caught some air. Let's talk to one of our OG members and one of our admins. Let's get a word with Andrew Thornton. Well, Andrew, it all comes down to this. After 4 years, Jones BS Racing is ending tonight. How you feeling?
I'm feeling like we got to try to survive one more race, I guess.
Right now, you just got to survive warm-up. Edmund seems to have failed.
Yeah, I seem to be mistaken for one of the cones because my car happens to be predominantly the same color.
Apparently so.
I'm glad that we finally taught this group their colors. We're getting somewhere.
You got to make progress where you can. Looks like Edmund's hiding in the infield. It has been a wild, sometimes bumpy, but always exciting 4 years.
Oh yeah, it's always been a blast. Don't really know what we're gonna do with my Monday nights now. May actually get to relax after work all weekend sometimes.
Oh no, we can't have that. Rumor has it some of the drivers are going to try and keep the community together.
Well, more power to them, I guess.
Man, it has been a great 4 years. You, Edmund, and everybody else have done an amazing job keeping it going, and it has been a heck of a ride.
It definitely has, and I promise I will come bother you later in the broadcast.
Don't threaten me.
Oh, it's not a threat, it's a promise, sweetheart.
Oh boy. Well, man, good luck out there on track. It would be great to see one of the admins pull off the win tonight. And I do have to ask, I asked some of the guys earlier, but you weren't in there. David Lux could win the championship tonight. Does he get a new nickname? If so?
Probably, but I can't say it here because you run a family show.
Good point. I have never actually shared on air his nickname. Would you like to be the one?
Mr. David No Talent Lux.
Well, he has proved that nickname invalid all season long. Hopefully he gets that championship and a new nickname. Good luck tonight, buddy.
Thanks, Doug.
Andrew Thornton, ladies and gentlemen, one of the original members, one of the original founders. And of course, we will talk to Edmund during the warm-up for the tour mods. If he survives, that was one heck of a hit. Looks like they've also been aiming for Austin. Austin will be the cone car for the tour mod race. Now Edmund's wrecking himself. As we mentioned earlier, folks, it has been a wild and crazy 4 years. And if you have missed any of it, we have all those races on our YouTube channel from the first race to it. We'll put this race on tonight. Jones BS Racing has had quite a 4 years. It has been a wonderful time, a lot of excitement, and looking forward to seeing what comes next, but we are sad to see Jones BS Racing come to an end tonight. Hey, good evening, Tina. How are you? There's a lot of torn up race cars. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The feature from Lanier. Kendrick Cryer and Austin Edwards have the front row. Joe Lux and Mark Dantum on the second. Chris Johnson and Brian Hewitt on the third row. Cody Kennedy, Jackson McLean on the fourth. Chance Maderick and Timmy Martin round out the top 10. Andrew Thornton starting at 11 next to John Barry in 12th. Austin Ruskoff, Colby Whipple, 13th and 14th. David Lux in 15th. Zach Mead in 16th. Ryan McDaniel, 17th. Edmund Jones in 18th. Ed Sr. in 19th. Joey Smith in 20th. I have no idea what is going on here. It does look like they are attempting a 4-wide salute. As we mentioned, folks, tonight is the final night of Jones BS Racing. But fear not, some of the drivers are going to take over, rename it, rebrand it, and something new is coming soon. Edmund Jones out front doing laps by himself. He brought us all together. We wouldn't have had the last 4 years without him. All right, looks like they're stacking up. It's time to get to business. All right, pace car is in. Here we go. The green flag flies. They are underway. The final Legends feature at Lanier. Almost at a bump. Kendrick is loose. They are 3 wide, coming out of 3 and 4. Austin Edwards has the lead. Kendrick Cryer, though, underneath. Mark Dantuma, Joe Lux battling it out. Oh, Joe is in the wall hard. The caution is out. Let's take a look at this one. Joe Lux underneath Mark Dantuma into 3 and 4. He sends it deep, slides up right in front of Mark. Nothing Mark could do, gets into him and sends him to the wall. And this is the moment we have waited for. The cone car is on track. The drivers will he will stop on the start-finish line, and the drivers will get to choose which line they restart in. Tina, and for everybody else, just to explain, Edmund Jones knew at the start of this season this would be the final season. We've talked about it, but it is the final night. Edmund's real-life obligations just became too much. And here they go. Oh! Hewitt ran into the cone! Well, that's something new. I guess it wouldn't be the final night of Jones BS Racing if something crazy didn't happen. Pace car is in, green flag, back in the air. A big pileup in turn 2. The caution is already back out. Well, chaos already tonight. There's Ed Senior back behind it. There's the pileup with Chance. Alright, there's Chance Maderick in the 1 car. Tries to dive low. Comes across Andrew's nose, and somehow everybody avoids it. Brian Hewitt has run it into pit road. He got some damage in that incident with the cone. We used to do this one quite often. We're gonna do it again. We're on board with Edmund Jones as they come to choose their line. Hopefully nobody hits him this time. Whoa, Kendrick cutting it close. Several of these drivers are cutting it close. Brian Hewitt obviously a lot more careful this time. All right, here we go. Pace car is back in. The green flag flies again. Oh, Austin tries to dive it under Kendrick. Kendrick is around. The caution is back out. John Barry caught a piece of it. A miracle everybody else was able to avoid Kendrick on that. Austin trying to go low all the way to the apron. When he came back up, he just taps Kendrick. John Barry gets a small piece of it as well. There's John Barry in the 14 as he comes out of the turn, just nowhere to go. Edmund Jones has assumed the position. Man, did nobody learn from Brian Hewitt's mistake? Everybody cutting it close. Chris Johnson and Austin Edwards now have the lead. Points leader David Lux back in 11th. Lux still has a lot of ground to make up. With Austin being on the front row, he has got to move forward quickly. All right, lights are out. Here we go again. Pace car dives in. Here they come. Green flag back in the air. Chris is away like a bullet. Austin not trying to move to the apron this time. Everybody battling it out as they come through 3 and 4. David Lux has slipped back to 12th, but is looking underneath. Colby Whipple, his first time in one of these cars, already up into the top 10, but Lux looks underneath as Austin Edwards takes the lead. Ryan McDaniel appears to have had a problem back behind. No caution yet. Does appear Ryan is rolling. Let's see if we can see what happened. There's Ryan up on the high side. Brian right next to him. And it's Ryan versus Brian again. Ryan comes down, just gives him a tap. That's enough to send him to the wall. And now the caution is out. Looks like Cody Kennedy involved this time. Let's see what happened. There's Cody on the high side. Coming out of 4, he drifts too high. Gets loose, he came across Lux. Both drivers recover and keep going. Chance Maderick gets a piece of it. There's Chance in the 1 car. Oh, he checks up, but Colby Whipple checks up a little bit more. Edmund Jones headed toward the start-finish line again. John Barry on his way off pit road. And here they come to choose their lane. Wow, Austin cut that close. Oh, Brian almost got the cone again. Wow. David Lux now in 10th. Austin Edwards up front as the pace car dives in, and the green flag flies again. 25 laps to go, just past the halfway point. Austin away like a bullet, but here comes Jackson McLean. Ed Sr., Brian, you would have had a problem. No caution yet. David Lux marching his way toward a championship. Now up into 8th. Let's see what happened with Senior. Alright, there's Ed Senior on the bottom into turn 1. He just drifts up, gets together with Hewitt, and they both end up in the inside wall. Austin Edwards still out front, but Chris Johnson on his bumper. Hey, good evening, Jim. It was always great to see you on track, buddy. Joey Smith has had a problem. He has towed it in. There's Joey going off into turn 1. Lux bangs into Barry. It looks like Joey just got loose. Take a look from another angle. Did he push up it? Oh no, he just gets loose. Out of 2, smacks the wall. Austin Edwards, Chris Johnson still leading. David Lux has now moved up into 6th. Kendrick Cryer now into 5th. Cryer looks under Dan Tuma. John Barry has had a problem. He has towed it in. There's John in the 14. And, oh, I think there may have been some netcode with Cody Kennedy. Looking down from the chopper. Yeah, there's contact there, and Barry just couldn't get the car to start going again. Austin Edwards still up front, coming through lap traffic. Chris slipping a little bit back. Andrew Thornton now in 3rd. Kendrick Cryer in 4th. David Lux is in 5th. John, that's a bit of a heartbreak. You're not finishing, buddy. 10 laps to go for Austin Edwards. David Lux currently in 5th, and he's currently the biggest mover, which will pick up some bonus points for David Lux. May well be on his way to his championship. Austin Edwards still out front. Chris Johnson not able to hang. Chance Maderick, Ryan McCaution is out. Chance Maderick, Ryan McDaniel, Cody Kennedy, and Colby Whipple all caught up. And let's see what brought this out. This is definitely going to tighten this race up. There's Chance right next to Austin. Oh, he comes up. Wow. He gets smacked. Ryan McDaniel was back behind. He had to pull low, gets loose out of 4. And Colby Whipple looks underneath Cody Kennedy. Kennedy gets loose. Colby tries to go over the top, but it doesn't work. Oh, they're definitely going to finish this season out in style. Edmund Jones is in position. Nope, Edmund did not take to the start-finish line. They're going to run as is. They get the 1 to green. All right, here we go. Pace car is in. 3 laps to go at Lanier. David Lux currently in 4th up top. Austin Edwards in the lead. If they finish as they run, Lux is the champ. Cryer's up the track. The caution is out. Hey, good evening, Russell. Ryan McDaniel, Brian Hewitt, both involved. Well, I guess it wouldn't be the end of Jones BS Racing if you didn't have the Ryan and Brian show. All right, Brian on the bottom, Ryan up top. Brian runs out as the car up top comes down. Taking a look down from the chopper. 3 wide, coming out of turn 2. That one bump sends them down. They get into Brian. Brian gets the outside wall. Apparently so, John. How are you doing tonight, Russell? No cone car on this one. Everybody stacked up, ready to go. Lux has slipped back to 8th. All right, pace car dives in. Green flag, 2 laps to go. Austin is away. Andrew Thornton, Kendrick Cryer, Chris Johnson back behind. Lux already on the march. He is up to 5th. And Austin takes the white flag one more time around. Kendrick Cryer in 2nd, Thornton in 3rd. And Kendrick sends it too deep, gets the wall. Austin Edwards wins at Lanier. Andrew Thornton comes home in 2nd. Kendrick barely holds on for 3rd. David Lux coming home in 4th. and likely just won the championship. And what a finish. Folks, don't go anywhere. We still have tour mods at Phoenix in just a few moments. But first, let's get a word with our top three. Hey, good evening, Matt. Why aren't you out here? All right, let's get a word with third place, Kendrick Cryer. Kendrick, you barely held on to that podium, buddy.
Austin shouldn't have jumped the start.
Well, you did send it awfully deep into turn 3, managing to hold on to it, but man, that was definitely a wild and eventful race. You were at the front, the back, and pretty much everywhere in the middle at some point.
I was trying to recreate Stafford.
Well, I think you did a pretty good job of it, man. A great way to finish the season and finish Jones BS Racing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Andrew Thornton. What?
Doug, just want to give you a heads up. Andrew Thornton is now the winner. David Lux is second. Austin Edwards is being sent to 16th place due to a restart violation there on the end.
So does that mean Lux is officially the champ?
I'm doing points right now, and I will get back with you here in a few moments.
All right, sounds good. All right, so let's talk to Andrew Thornton. Well, Andrew, it sounds like you just won the race, buddy. Congratulations.
Yeah, isn't that something? I didn't expect that. And, yeah, I don't know. I still got to think about Lux's nickname. I actually didn't expect him to do this good.
Well, man, you did. You finished the entire league off in style. It's definitely awesome to see an admin in victory lane tonight.
Yeah, I think I've only got 3 or 4 wins, so to bring home the last one, especially in the Legends, which seemed to be the class I liked more than our Showdown series, that's kind of neat.
Well, man, great job. Congratulations. A great way to finish it off.
Yep, thanks, Doug.
And finally, now in third, David Lux. David, I have confirmed they are going to have to change your nickname.
I know, right, Doug?
It's not official yet. Sounds like Edmund's still doing the points, but with Austin finishing in 16th and you now being scored, I believe, in second, man, a heck of a finish, and you finally get a championship.
How about after, 4 years to run this league, and it comes right at the end, huh?
I know. Oh, man, it is well-deserved and long overdue. Congratulations on the podium, and congratulations, champ.
Thank you, buddy.
David Lux comes home with the championship just due to Austin being a bad boy and jumping the restart. Man, what a way to finish off the Legends. But folks, we've still got tour mods ahead. Stick around. We'll be back in just a few moments. We'll talk to some more drivers and a little bit of reminiscing. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a moment.